welcome to Series 27, where we discuss everything mindset, legacy, and property. And today I'm really delighted to have Jackie Collier with me. She's an ethical investor and has built her own portfolio and also raised 4.5 million, I believe it is, in finance.
I think it's probably 5.5 now, but hey,
Really?
who
Wow,
cares?
impressive.
What's a million between
What's
friends?
a million? What's another million? So thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time. What first started you off in property? How did you first become interested?
Always been interested in property. My dad was an architect, and when I was coming to leave school, I was like, oh, quite fancy being a surveyor or an architect. But then I looked at 5 to 7 years at uni and not that on the head.
You weren't that keen.
It's not for me. No, that's not for me. So then it kind of went on the back burner. But as everybody, you watch Homes Under the Hammer, you watch
Yes.
Location, 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 and it looks quite interesting. Why don't we do something like that? And bought property, did it up, sold it. Gosh, it will have been about 2004, something like that. And then didn't really think anything more about it. It got to the mid 2010, so 2017, and Steve worked for Lloyd's Bank and he was on the TSB project. It wasn't his fault. Anybody who had a problem with TSB when it moved over, it wasn't his fault. But it was, well, you can find another job in the bank or we'll give you redundancy.
Oh, wow.
So it's
So that
like, I
was
don't know
all.
what to do. But it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm like, for Christ's sake, leave. You hate your job. They're paying you to leave. Excuse my French, we're a miserable bastard. Just leave. And we thought, well, we'll do what we did before. We'll buy a house, we'll do it up. From the profit, we'll buy another house, do it up. Which, in theory, sounds good. In
Yeah.
practice, it's a tough call because you have no cash flow. All your money is going into doing the property.
Yeah.
So what do you live on? Anyway, as the universe delivers, at the same time, we got this, must have been on Facebook or something flagged up to say there was some property training down in Bradford or Leeds, wherever it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Oh, go on, you go on that and see if it's any good. So he came back and he's like, oh my God, you'll never believe
Buzzing.
we can do this, we can do, and it's just awesome. So I've signed us up for a 3-day course, cost £1,000, but we've got a free tablet. Great, okay.
Brilliant.
He said, we're both going. I've signed up for us both to go. Okay, we'll both go. So we went down on this 3-day course in Birmingham and it just blew our mind. We had a great weekend and we were the typical people that if you sign up now, you get this, is this. Right, we're running to the back of the room.
Oh, those, yes, I remember those days.
Yeah, yeah. Signed up, paid 27 grand.
Wow.
So I know. And we were like, we've got a lot of money, but fine, we can get the money back in one flip. And that was the start of it, really.
Really brave,
And
really, yeah, exciting,
yeah,
but brave. Yeah.
yeah, but it was like, what else was he going to do? We'd
Yes.
got a little bit of redundancy. He didn't have a huge amount of redundancy because he had been a contractor. So obviously that didn't qualify for
Oh, okay.
redundancy. He'd not been employed for that long. I think we had about 30,000. And we're like, right, well, we're going to just put that to one side. That can pay for this year while we do all of this. And we were full on. I mean, we loved it. We loved everything we learned. Highly motivated. We were
Yeah.
like, we're doing
So
this.
you were
And I
full-time
think,
immediately, were you?
well, he was lucky enough that he was on garden leave. And
Oh,
because the other bank that were buying TSB were very slow in terms of getting their act together, literally Steve had to just go, yeah, anything to do today? No, right, great, thanks.
oh, wow. So
So
that
he
worked
could
in his
spend
favour. Yeah.
very much because he could spend time on it and still get paid for
Lovely.
somebody else.
That's what we like to hear.
So that was an ideal situation.
Yeah.
I was a florist at the time, so I still had my own business. But the more I got involved in doing what he was doing,
Yeah.
the more I'm like, oh, I love property. You have to sell a lot of bouquets to
Yes.
match the
Yes.
house.
Yes, that's true.
So we just went for it. I mean, we literally went for it. We bought 8 houses in our first year. It was just, we're old, we're going to make it happen. Because if this doesn't work, who's going to employ us?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I was 56, Steve was 51.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
So
employing
it's a bit of
50-year-olds?
fire in your belly, isn't it? And then off you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Got to
that's
make it
it.
happen
You
for
got to
everyone.
make it happen. So,
Brilliant.
so we did, and like I say, it worked really well. We did, because I say 8 in the first year. We kept buying. Generally, we were working on buying 2 flips. The money that you left in the flips, we would then, sorry, the buy-to-lets, we would then do a flip, and
Yeah.
the profit from the
Okay.
flip would replace what we'd left in the
That makes
buy-to-let. That was
sense.
the general principle we worked to.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever goes quite that straightforward,
No,
does
it
it?
doesn't, does it? We love a plan,
Uh,
but it doesn't always work.
we love a plan, exactly. We did lease options. We were looking for all sort of creative ways to do things. So it worked. It worked.
Fabulous.
And from going from very, not separate lives, but very separate occupations, shall we say,
Yeah.
and then working together. Because being a florist, I mean, when everybody else is enjoying themselves,
Yeah.
you're working
You're
because
working.
you're
Yes,
doing
of course.
weddings, you're doing Christmas, it's Mother's Day, all those things,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Gives
I'm
you a different
churning out
buzz.
loads of bouquets.
Yeah.
So to go from that to now we're working together, well, a big change.
Yeah. Yeah. But what a great team. Absolutely brilliant.
We're very lucky that we get on so well, obviously, as well as being married, but we have the
Yes.
same kind of mindset, the same
Yeah.
approach, that we just support each other. And we've been
Yeah.
married now for 32 years.
Wow. Impressive.
So we kind of finish each other's sentences off.
Yeah, I think that's lovely. Yeah, that's a great partnership, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know we said you've raised significant amounts of finance. Is there any myths around raising finance? Like that stop people doing it because they're sort of
Yeah.
frightened that they're going to be knocked back or whatever.
Yeah. It's very much a mindset thing.
Oh, it is.
So the
Yeah.
biggest block that people have for raising finance is themselves.
Yeah.
And I get it completely because I felt the same
Did you? Oh,
when we
that's
first
interesting.
started.
Yeah.
And people said to us, my aim is to raise £1 million a day in May. And I'm like, are you serious?
Wow. Impressive
I
stuff.
don't know if she did or not, but I'm thinking, no, I can't go out and ask other people to lend me money so I can make money. That was a massive block. And then one day this light bulb went on, and it's like that's a byproduct. But actually, I am giving people an opportunity to make their money work harder for them.
Exactly. Yes.
I am giving people more interest than they get in the bank.
Hmm.
With me, it's invested in property. If you've got more than 85 grand in the bank, it's not secure anyway.
It's not covered, is it? No.
It's
No.
not covered. And what you're getting, I mean, back then when we started, interest rates were like 2%.
Yeah.
So the kind of returns people were getting in the bank were pitiful.
Yeah.
And inflation was running at higher than that. So again, they were losing money by
Yeah.
having it sat in the bank.
So many people don't understand that, do they? They think it's
Yeah,
safe in the bank, it's safe, but it's just diminishing in value all the time.
100%. Because
Scary.
people, I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan, but I always refer
I
to
do
Harry
love Harry
Potter.
Potter.
I love Harry Potter. People are like, they envisage Gringotts. They think the gnomes or dwarfs or whatever, the goblins, and they get down in the little thing and they whiz down into the vaults and there's stacks of gold sitting there. That's not the way it works.
No.
That's just not the what is in the bank. You deposit your money in the bank in a savings account. The bank goes, that's
Happy
great.
days.
Going to give you 3%. And then they go, and now we're going to lend it out to other people at 6 or 5 or 8 or whatever they're lending out at. Your money's not sitting there. They're just using
Putting it
your
to work.
money
Yeah.
exactly to make a profit. So why not cut out the middleman? Why not go, okay, Jackie, I don't want to get 3%. I'll give you my money and you give me 6%.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then I'm getting what the bank's
Yeah.
getting.
That's a great way of
Happy
explaining
days.
it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting over that mindset, and it's both our mindset as property investors, but the mindset of the people that we're talking to.
Yeah.
And people get very concerned about security. And really, the security is about the personality type. It's not about the amount of money.
Yes, that's true.
It's about knowing, liking, and trusting people.
Mm.
So most of our investors, everybody has a loan agreement. It's vital that you have documentation to prove the loan and the interest rate and the dates. It's
Oh, okay. Yes. So
essential.
it's not done on a
If
handshake. You're not
no,
actually doing that.
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely. Even if it's your mum, give her a loan agreement.
Yeah. That's what Judge Judy always says, isn't it?
You have to protect yourself and protect your client.
Yeah.
So you need that legal document. Should anybody have any confusion, because it's very easy to forget not quite how much people have lent you, but what interest rate did you agree? What were the dates on it? How long was
Yeah.
it for? Over time, people's memories get a little blurred, shall we say.
Yeah, they do.
So
Yeah.
it's natural. And the older you get, the more blurred they
That is true. Also, yes, people have a distinct memory of something and it's completely wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that loan agreement is there for everybody's protection and clarity. But there is no way I am borrowing money off people and not being able to repay it back over my dead body. For the most part, it's not like investing in crypto. Crypto comes, well, don't ask me, I don't understand crypto, but it
No, I don't
comes, it
either.
goes,
But yeah,
you know, it's very volatile.
tangible either,
Property
is
is,
it?
no,
No.
exactly. Property is tangible and it's not volatile, it's quite stable. So
Mm.
property prices don't react at the speed of crypto or the stock market. They're much, much slower to react.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's tangible. You can hug it, you can kiss it. It's very difficult for that investment asset to disappear.
Yeah.
Crypto can be gone because what is it? It doesn't really exist.
No.
Even stocks and shares, you only need pump to come up with more tariffs and suddenly the market drops.
Yeah.
Well, if you can ride the market out, okay, that's fine, it's not a problem. But if you have to sell, you've lost money.
Yes.
And if the company that you've got shares in goes bust, you've lost money again.
Mm.
And look around over the last few years, how many big names have disappeared?
Yeah. That's quite shocking, isn't it? Some of the names that have
Scary. Yeah,
disappeared. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Companies you thought would
absolutely.
always be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
frightening. It is frightening
Yeah.
what you consider to be a stable company
Yeah. And
that
you
isn't
don't know
there
what's
anymore.
going on in the background, do you, with them and who they've taken on board and how good they are at
Exactly.
positioning the company and so on. So yeah, yes, it's quite a
Exactly.
scary message,
And
that
that's why
one.
property is so much safer.
Yeah.
You know, phrase safe as houses is there
Yes.
for a reason.
Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So what
Exactly.
about social housing? Because I know that you're very much involved in that. How did you sort of transition across to working with the social housing providers?
Um, It's something that we wanted to get into quite early on. I always like the idea of being able to help other people,
Yeah.
as well as obviously commercially earn from what we were doing. But for us, we didn't get into property to suddenly become Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos.
No.
It was just about have freedom of choice, freedom of time, and enough money to be able to do what we wanted to do. So to be able to give back by creating warm, safe, comfortable houses for families in need was really an important part of it. And when you go around and you look at some of the conditions that people live
Yeah.
in, it's
It's
awful
shocking, isn't it?
how landlords sleep at night
Mm.
knowing that people are living like that.
Yeah.
Not all landlords, don't get me wrong, this is not landlord bashing. Obviously, I'm a landlord. There are millions of great landlords out there who
Yeah.
care about their tenants.
Yes.
But some of them,
Couldn't care less.
you just
Yeah.
wonder how they sleep at night.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I include councils in that. Some council properties are dire. They're very
Yeah.
quick to pick on other landlords
Aren't
that
they?
you're not
Yes.
doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at your own house first.
Yeah.
They're
Put your own
awful,
house in
some of
order.
them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So getting into social housing was really quite key for us. It's quite hard. You would think it would be easy because there's so much demand.
Yes. It's hard to get into, isn't it? And to make those
It
connections and
is.
relationships.
It is. Because I think people in social housing are wary. They're wary of landlords seeing it as an easy book,
Right.
and it isn't. It is a safe book, if you like, but it's not necessarily easy. And I think that they feel that landlords go, "I don't have to do anything to my property. I'll just hand it over to social housing because it's better than sleeping in a box," as
Oh,
being that kind of general
yeah.
thought process.
Yeah.
Actually, social housing has got a lot more criteria. You need a lot more things in a social housing buy-to-let
Mm.
than you do in a standard buy-to-let. Now, having said that, they are good things to do anyway, because a lot of them are health and safety, fire
Yeah.
protection. So nobody wants anybody dying on their watch.
Oh, no.
So having those in place is good practice, regardless of whether it's social housing or private
Yeah.
tenants. But you need things like fire doors on kitchens and lounges, on risk rooms. You need to make sure you've got escape windows on so people can get out easily. You need, if you've got basements, they need to be fireboarded. You need handrails on stairs. There's
Yeah.
enough sockets in a room, because if you overload sockets, you can blow the
Yes.
electrics.
Yes.
If you've got extension leads and wires trailing everywhere, it's a trip hazard.
Yeah.
So it's all these sorts of things that make the house a safer place to live.
Yeah.
You have to tick the box for social housing, and you have to furnish the property for social housing.
Oh, do you? I didn't know
So
that. Okay.
yeah, not necessarily with every housing association. It's about finding housing associations that you want to work with, that you build up a relationship with, and understanding their criteria.
Okay.
So for ours, we provide the properties furnished.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's, I'll say basic furniture. It's nice functional furniture. We put in grey sofas, coffee tables, nice beds. They're all good furniture, good robust furniture.
Yes.
But we're not putting in gold taps and,
No.
you know,
Fancy
all
stuff.
the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So a
But we
family
wouldn't do
can
that in a
move
buy
in
to
and
let
be at
anyway.
home immediately then, can't they? Just bring in their own belongings and settle
Yeah,
and know that they're safe and warm and comfortable. I mean, that's perfect for some of these families that have been living in, I suppose they're in B&Bs and hotels, some of them, aren't they?
yeah,
Which is just awful.
100%. And this is what really frustrates me with councils. They make, I mean, we work the housing association, not direct with the council, because I truly have not got enough time left in the rest of my life to deal with councils. And, I spend enough on going
Imagine.
to the hairdresser without all the grey hair they would add. So, you know, but they do make it really difficult, because they come out and inspect properties, which is great. They need to do that. They need to make sure that properties are safe for tenants to live in. But they also nitpick
Do they?
beyond belief.
Oh,
And, they blame the landlord for everything.
it's a
And it's
strange
not always the
mindset, isn't
landlord.
it? When you should really be working together as a team. You're trying to
100%.
provide decent accommodation. It's just strange. Very
Yeah. And
strange.
it's like, one of the big things is damp. I mean, you'll see the media talk about
Oh
damp
my goodness. I
all the
watched
time.
a panorama show on the damp. Oh my goodness. Dreadful. Really
Yeah.
dreadful. Yeah.
Actually, most of that damp they are showing is not down to the landlord.
It's the tenant.
Most of that damp is tenants,
Yes.
because they're,
Damp air that
you
comes
could
in.
say to some extent it's the landlord if there isn't enough air circulation.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't got trickle vents in the
Trickle down. Yeah.
windows, or fans in bathrooms or kitchens or whatever, you should have extractor fans in those rooms that create steam. Equally, the biggest thing that tenants do is they do the washing,
Yeah.
they get the wet washing and they hang it on all the radiators,
Yeah.
which creates moisture in the air. They don't open the windows, and then they get condensation mold.
Yeah.
And if they don't wipe it away and it builds, and they get black mold.
Yeah.
That is not a landlord
No. But
who's
how
created that.
It's a real problem though, isn't it? And how do you stop that, or how do you mitigate for it? It's very difficult.
Well, it is. And you have to try and educate tenants when they
Yeah,
move in. So, give them information, say, please don't do this without opening a window. Be aware that if this happens, if you've got condensation, wipe it away straight away
yeah.
because it can create mold. You can't rely on them. I mean, tenants do the
No.
weirdest things. So we've just got one at the moment. The tenant, not on damp, but just on weird things. The
Oh,
tenant, we'd supplied a washing machine. The tenant had started to have some issues with it, and the engineer went out to try and fix it. In the meantime, the tenant's dad bought her a new washing machine,
oh,
but it didn't fit in the space.
oh, so
So
annoying.
now the washing machine is too big. So now the fire door doesn't close because the washing machine's in the way.
Oh, dear.
So the fire door's propped open. How's that our fault?
Yeah.
But according to the council, we're to blame.
That doesn't even make sense, does it? That's not
It
logical.
makes no sense
No.
whatsoever. And this is what you are up against with councils
Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
quite discouraging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a guy at the council, like one of the inspectors, and he said to me, well, the tenants are propping the door open. Well, it's a fire door and there's a self-closer on the fire door. We have done everything
Yeah, if they prop it
legislatively.
open and you're not living there, there's nothing you can do, really, is there?
Yeah. How do you expect me
Yeah.
to manage that? You need to go more often.
Oh, goodness me.
Don't be ridiculous. The minute I leave, they're going to prop it open
Of
again.
course they are. Yeah.
So you are dealing with that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest frustration that a lot of the council people who are going out and inspecting properties are not looking at the fact that this family have actually got a nice, warm, safe, comfortable home.
Yeah.
Their other option is that they are all together in one room in a bed set,
Yeah. Which is
which is not
no
good for
option,
their
is it?
mental health
No.
and it's not good for their physical health. And financially, it's not good for the council because now you're probably paying £100 a night
Yeah.
for that room. So £700 a week versus £700 a month. How is that commercially viable? No wonder councils are going bloody bust.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all, is it, that? I mean, it's simple maths, isn't it? And yet they're not
It is
creating good win-win relationships with the landlords.
not at all.
Because I mean,
Not
as you
at
say,
all.
they've got their criteria which you're adhering to, but you can't manage the tenants. Surely they should be doing that, really.
At the end of the day, it's a conversation with a tenant.
Mm.
There is nobody else to blame. The council aren't to blame, and the landlord's not to blame, and the housing association's not to blame.
It's not,
But you cannot
isn't it?
hold any of those people responsible for something that the tenant does.
No.
If you provide something where you haven't got a fire door on, or the escape route's not
Yeah.
protected, or the tenant can't get out,
Then that's different.
100%,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
to put that right
Yeah.
completely. But that's issue with the property that can be rectified. But tenants propping doors open or taking the door closers off,
Oh, some people remove the doors, don't they? I've seen them do it. Oh, we want a bit more space there so we can fit a fridge in there or whatever. And you think, yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them do as they're told.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's one of the biggest frustrations. But if you find a good housing association and you can work with them and they're dealing with the council, then building that relationship
Yeah.
is a great way forward.
What?
But I was just going to say, on the one hand, it is nice to be able to help people who
Very
need
much
that
so.
help.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we're not a charity, we're a business.
Yeah.
So on the business perspective, then it actually is a good commercial decision because there's no voids, there's no arrears,
Yeah.
There's no management fees, and there's quite a lot less maintenance because the housing association cover it.
Yes.
So commercially, you've got all those benefits. And yes, the rent is going to be a bit lower than the market rate. It is because it's based on the local housing rate. But people miss the fact that if that rent is £100 a month less, then the fact that you're not paying management fees to start with
That makes a
is
massive
saving you
difference.
money.
Yeah.
And you only need one void, the tenant moves out, and you've got to wait a month or 6 weeks to get a new tenant in.
Yeah.
It's wiped out the difference.
Yeah. And if they've
And if you've
flashed
got
a
a tenant who
kitchen
don't
or
pay,
something. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Oh, if
absolutely.
you've got one that
So
doesn't pay, even worse. Yeah. So when
exactly.
you're
So
looking,
it's looking bigger picture.
yes, yes, always about zooming out, isn't it? When
Yeah.
you're looking at working with investors and JV people, what sort of value systems are you looking for? Do you always have people that are really aligned with where you're trying to go, or can you sometimes work around if they're not completely aligned?
Say that they need to be a good part aligned. I mean, not everybody's going to be 100% the same, are they? But
No.
if you're not in line with your investor, then it makes it a harder relationship.
Yeah.
It's important to get on with your investor for them to get on with you. It's important that you have the same goals and you have the same understanding. And as a deal packager, that you understand what they're looking for, you understand what kind of returns they want, but those have to be in line with what you do and what you can deliver. There's no point going out there. I mean, for us, we do buy-to-let for social housing in West Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Now, we
Very
do
good.
some private rental, but if you don't want buy-to-let largely for social housing in West Yorkshire, I'm not your person.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm not doing HMOs. I'm not doing service accommodation.
Mm.
I'm not sourcing you flips. If you want that, there's other people who do it.
Yeah.
I can introduce you, but I'm not your one. Because particularly when people are new to property or new to deal packaging, they get really worried about, I need to get an investor, I need to get an investor. And then somebody comes along who wants something different to what they offer, but I've got an investor, so we're going to deliver. It makes it a hard job to do
Yeah.
because you are not completely au fait with what that investor wants in terms of delivering that product.
Mm.
Therefore, it's not the best experience for that investor. You have to go and learn, like if you do buy to let and you've got to go and learn HMO, now you've got to understand Article 4. You've got to understand HMO regs. Who's the client base in the HMO? Is it for professionals? Is it for social housing? Is it for students? What spec do you need to do that HMO to? What regs apply to that end user because they'll vary? What specific criteria does the local council set on it? So you're learning a whole new game that's different to what you set out to do.
Yeah.
So actually, your return on money, you spent that much time on it, you're not getting paid what you really should be paid
Yeah. So you're diluting
in
your
terms of
potential.
hourly rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
really
But
interesting.
people are worried to say, I'm really sorry, that's not what I do.
Yes, it's a
And
hard one. Nobody wants to say no, do they?
nobody wants to say no. The way to say is like, okay, that's interesting. Why do you want HMO? Understand what the client wants
yes.
and have they understood exactly what they say they want? Or have they got a bit of a shiny penny syndrome and they've heard HMO is great for cash flow?
Yeah, could be
Oh, in
that.
that case, I want
Yes.
HMO.
Yes.
Yes, but do you understand it's going to cost you more? It's going to cost you more to refurb it, to make it into an HMO. You're going to have to furnish it. You're paying for all the bills, the council tax, everything. If it's not fully let, you're not really making that money that you think you're making. So, do you really
You
understand
really
what
understand what you're
you're
getting
asking
into.
for?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's about
Yeah,
working back from what they're trying to achieve, really, I guess. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a bit of educating people if they haven't got, it's not, no, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Goodbye. It's about helping them understand what they want, why they want that, and what their long-term goal is. So what kind of returns they're
Yeah,
looking for,
yeah,
to then understand if you align and therefore if you can help them, or whether they would be better suited to maybe somebody else.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So
Yeah.
where do you think the biggest opportunities are right now, either in sort of property niches or locations?
Bradford, obviously.
Bradford, of course, City of Culture, I noticed. That's exciting, isn't it?
Exactly. But seriously, if you look at how individual cities are performing in terms of growth, Bradford is at the top.
Amazing.
And that shocks everybody
Yeah,
because Bradford historically has a bad rep.
it does.
And people go, why would you want to
What's
invest in
wrong with
Bradford?
you? Yeah,
But do you know what? It's like every other city that you have good parts
of
and you
course.
have bad parts,
Yeah,
and most of the bits are fine.
yeah.
But the media like to focus on the bad parts, don't they?
Yeah, don't they just?
Don't they just?
All the
But
negatives.
when you look at it commercially, Bradford is going up. Right move this month it's 8%. Last month they said right move, Bradford on the year had gone up 9%.
Yeah, impressive.
The ONS, the Office of National Statistics, has Bradford at 10.5% up.
Wow. And what's that
And you
down to
compare
then?
City of Culture largely.
Is it really? Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Historically, cities that are City of Culture have seen massive property price increases.
That's impressive.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coventry, Hull, they've gone massively. If you look at the year before and the year after City of Culture, they've gone up a
Yeah.
huge percent. So because there's so much development in the area, there's
Yeah.
so much improvement in transport links and communication and companies moving to the city, therefore more employees, therefore more people need houses, therefore more demand. It literally it helps any city improve that way. And you compare it now to, say, take London, whereas Bradford is at plus 10%, London's at minus 10%.
Mm, yeah.
Other traditional investment cities, Stoke is running at, is it level or plus one? Nottingham's about plus two. Liverpool's probably closest at plus seven.
Oh, it's really interesting.
But even the northeast, I think Newcastle's at plus three. So where people traditionally have thought these are good places to invest, I'm not saying they're no longer good places to invest, but for capital growth, Bradford is going to give you the biggest growth in your asset value.
Yeah.
And whether you do social housing or private rent, the demand here for housing is huge. So even if you do private rent, if you take all the properties, the rental properties in Bradford, the availability to actually rent a property is only something like 1.3%.
Wow.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
98.7% of all the rental properties in Bradford are rented out.
So you've got lots of people going after each property. Yeah. I mean, it is, to be fair, I'm in Essex and it is the same down here. You've got about anything between 10 and 15 people, or couples or families, going for
Yeah.
each property. It's shocking, the number
Yeah.
of people looking.
There's a combination of lack of enough rental properties,
Yeah.
as we know there's a housing
Yes.
shortage, but also lack of good rental properties too,
Yes.
because
Decent standard of,
people want
yeah.
the best houses, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. And that's why I think
Naturally.
it'll pull the market up if people start realizing that. And certainly all the people that I know, the pictures that they're putting on socials, they look fantastic, the properties that they're creating for rent. And I think, like you said, they're belt and braces, but they're not posh, gold taps,
Yeah,
etc. But they're lovely, solid family homes. And of course people want to move into those. Yeah.
absolutely.
What would the entry
No,
point
I'll just say
be?
Bradford.
Yeah.
So we normally say to people, you're looking about 45 to 50K starter
Yeah.
as the amount of money you need. So that amount of money is to cover your deposit, your stamp duty, all your fees, a little bit of refurb, what I like to call a buff and fluff. So we're not doing massive refurbs for people, but we're putting in new carpets, we might put a kitchen in, paint the walls, make it nice, or to suit social housing criteria.
Yeah.
If you're doing social housing, then that'll include your setup fee and your furniture. So between 45 and 50, we'll get you that property, and that's to buy it on a mortgage. So, but again, we would introduce people to our broker, our solicitors, we'll get surveys sorted for you. We literally manage the case progression from start to finish. So, client will say,
brilliant.
Right, I want a property. We have a conversation with potential investors, make sure that we're aligned with what we're looking for. We then, they register for our service and they pay half of our fee for that. We then go out, find properties for them. So we're like a personal shopper, find properties for them to meet their criteria, present the details to them. If they're happy to go ahead with that property, happy days, we get on with it. Now, it should just be a rubber stamping process because we've agreed all the criteria. Now, occasionally we get things like, oh, well, it's got a red front door, I'm not keen. Trust me, it makes no difference what colour the front door is, how much rent you're going to get, and how quickly you're going to rent it out. So that's not a good reason for not taking the property. If it's something like I'd rather have a 2-story than a 3-story, then obviously we'll tweak the criteria and then look for another. Now we'll look for up to 3 properties, but really by that time, the first property should suit. So there's no reason why we haven't put a property in front of you that you can go ahead with. We then do everything. We introduce to our solicitor, we sort out the survey, we introduce to a mortgage broker. We just ask that you request that the services copy us into any communication because we're going to be chasing it for you. We're going to be looking after that investor and doing all the case progression so they don't have to. All they have to do is sign the paperwork and pay the money because we don't do that for them.
Perfect. Sounds like great.
And then from that point, we will either get it sorted with a private tenant or social housing, depending what they choose. We then sit between the investor and the housing association or letting agent for the duration of that property until the point they come to sell it or they want to do something different. Then for all that time, we make sure any charges that come through are valid and that they're fair. And if they want to sell it, we'll put them in touch with an estate agent or we'll find another investor to buy it. So we help them with the sales process as well, or the refinance process if they come to the end of the mortgage period and want to refinance. So it's very much a hands-off service. You know, the idea is that we're building relationships with people. We have long-term relationships. They want to build a portfolio and we can help them do that over a period of time. So it's not quick in and out. It's about building that so everybody can benefit.
Yeah, so long-term relationships and you really get to know each other and work together. That's great. Yeah, really lovely
absolutely.
Service. One thing I've realised we haven't touched on is that you're an animal lover and you do rescue work in Bosnia. I don't wonder if you'd like to tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a rescue shelter in Bosnia. The group is called Happy Paws UK Rescue, CIC, because we're a community interest company. The situation in Bosnia, as in most of Eastern Europe and the Mediterranean countries, is that people don't care for dogs or cats the way that we do, and they're seen as vermin. So in Bosnia, for instance, it's not a well-off country. People do what they can to earn money. So dog catchers get paid €5 per dog to catch any dog because they're seen as vermin on the street. And because they're paid that money, they don't care where they catch the dog from. So whether it's street dog or somebody's pet, they will catch that dog, throw them in the van, and take them to the kill shelters, which are horrific. The dogs get fed once a week. They're there for a while before they're euthanized. I say euthanized, which is a very polite way of saying it, really. It's not that nice. not that euthanasia is nice, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not humane in the way that we would do it. Because they get fed once a week, the big dogs prey on the small dogs. The dogs aren't neutered, so the bitches get pregnant, puppies are born. As you can imagine, what happens, I'm not going to go into the detail because it's too upsetting. It's just horrific. So Renata, who runs the shelter for us in Bosnia, I wouldn't swap with her for the world, because she has to go in those kill shelters and decide which dogs she's bringing out, who she's going to save, and who she's leaving there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like playing God.
It's so tough.
It is heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
The costs over there are huge. When you take a dog out, we have to neuter them. Yeah. It's only right that we get them neutered. We don't want more unborn puppies being born. Unwanted puppies being born. They need all the vaccinations. So you've got things like rabies and parvo and distemper and kennel cough. There's so many things that you have to protect against. They need feeding, they need water, they need hay, because the summers are very hot, the winters are very cold. We have to pay people to look after them, because the people in Bosnia can't afford to do it for the love. They need to earn some money. It costs us about £9,000 a month to run that shelter.
Wow. And
at the moment, that is tough. We've got about 1 month's worth of money left, and then we don't know what we're going to do. Don't even like to think about the dogs in our shelter, the dogs in the kill shelters, what is going to happen, because it's just too upsetting. So when we bring the dogs out of the kill shelter, they're looked after, they're fed, they're socialised within our shelter before they then get adopted by someone in the UK or Germany or France, whatever. And the aim is to get as many dogs out and adopted so that you can save as many as possible. And if we had 1 million, we wouldn't save them all, but we'd be able to save more. So money is so key. The trouble with the adoption is that people over here listen to the media who say you shouldn't bring dogs in from abroad, they're all dangerous. It's rubbish.
No, they're not.
It's total fake news. Some rescues bring dogs over maybe less socialised than they should be. With us, those dogs are socialised. Those dogs just want love. They want to be fed. They want a nice, warm, safe, comfortable home that makes their lives easier. Just will give you everything in return for that. We're so loyal. And one of our dogs is a Bosnian dog. And she's just the cutest. She gets so excited when you feed her. She gets so excited when you go for a walk. When you want to stroke her, she's on her back and she wants a tummy rubbed. And she's just adorable. And there's not an ounce of aggression in her. It's because she's so well socialised in our shelter. So the more we can bring dogs over here, because the more we can rescue, the more we can save, the more that we can get out of that suffering. But to do it, we also need money. Say it's about 9 grand a month, and we're fast running out of money because so many of our supporters are wonderful, caring people. But a lot of pensioners, are actually, they can't really afford what they do give, and they're very generous with what they do. And if there's any way that we can encourage people to set up standing orders, doesn't matter for how much, ever you can afford, if people are kind enough to set up a standing order, that makes a world of difference to us. Because the way we have to raise money at the moment is a raffle here and an auction there and a name that puppy, and it's a huge amount of time to do that.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
And a lot of the people, a lot of the people aren't well themselves. It's just very, very difficult, where knowing you've got money coming in every month just helps enormously. Like if it's £5, that's fantastic. If it's £35 to sponsor a dog, that's fantastic. If somebody's got more and they can afford more, wonderful. Whatever people can afford and they're willing and happy to give, will make all the difference.
So we
And then
need
when
to
we
get
do
the
events
word out.
like,
Yes, you've got your
yeah,
ball coming up, haven't you?
we've got our charity ball 28th of February at the Mercure Hotel in Bingley. Still tickets, there's still tables available if anybody wants to come. We will make room for people.
Great. We'll put a
It
link
is a
out for
good
that
event.
then.
Yeah, we have so much fun. We have a lot of laughs. We raised 6,000 last year, I think. My aim is to beat that. If you can come along and have fun and help the dogs, that will
Amazing.
be
Yes.
awesome. If you can come and you can set up a standing order, that's even better. If you can't come, please, please, please set up a standing order.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put those links then at the bottom, and once this is live, we'll put some links underneath it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for giving us that insight. It is heartbreaking, but I knew that would be something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
And
it was
also,
very close to my heart. It was
yeah.
one of our reasons why we got into property. You know, people say about have your why.
Oh, really?
One of our reasons was be able to be in a better place ourselves, to
Yes.
be able to give more to help the dogs.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Oh, well, you're
Yeah.
doing great work there. On both
Oh, thank
sides,
you.
homes for people and helping dogs as well. Lovely. Oh, thank
We're
you.
just a sucker for the vulnerable.
Well, you're doing great work by the sound of it. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
having me. And I say thank you for the invite. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Thank you. Bye-bye then.
Thank you. Take
So
care.
thank you so much to my valued guest for joining us today on Series 27, where we discuss all things property, legacy and mindset. If you've enjoyed this, please like and follow and subscribe, and look out for us on Instagram, LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.